Today we're going to be addressing the biggest issue facing my Chrome extension, downtime. While all backend servers will be down at some point, this past hockey season, my application was down way more than it should have been, and I wasn't always quick to resolve or even notice the issue. That's why today's set of code changes will allow for constant monitoring of the status of the backend server and alerting whenever there is downtime. The first changes I made were to convert all set interval calls in my code to cron jobs instead. Cron is a job scheduler for running tasks at a specific interval. In my application, there are 3 operations that can be converted to cron jobs. The server attempts the following: updating the scores data once every minute, updating the standings data once every 10 minutes, and updating all of the data stored in the database every 20 minutes. I use the word attempt since these operations are not performed every execution. For example, the database backup occurs every 20 minutes, but only between 4 AM and 5 AM Eastern Time. I have a limit of 50,000 API requests per month, so I've created windows of time where each operation is actually performed. If you're not familiar with cron jobs, the syntax may be a bit confusing. Each place in the interval string represents a different unit of time. Going from left to right, the units are second, minute, hour, day, month, and day of the week. Additionally, the seconds parameter is optional, so if you see a cron interval with only 5 values, the units start at the minute. Let's go through each interval string one by one. This first string for updating the scores represents a job to be run every minute. The string for updating the standings represents a job to be run every 10 minutes when the current time is at 20 seconds. The last interval string for backing up the database represents a job to be run every 20 minutes when the current time is at 40 seconds. I've chosen to stagger the seconds unit to avoid making too many API calls within a short period of time. The external API I'm using limits users to 5 calls per second, so I want to build as much of a buffer as possible. There are 2 node packages I've used in my code changes, node-cron and Cronitor. node-cron is a task scheduler that allows me to create the cron jobs for my server. Cronitor allows me to track the status of those cron jobs and even trigger alerts to my email and phone whenever a job fails. As you can see from this screen, all 3 monitors, one for each cron job, are healthy, which means everything is working as expected. Cronitor even made it easy to create this status page that I will include in the description of my Chrome extension so all users can view the current status of the application. In summary, the code changes I've discussed today will make it easier to identify bugs, significantly decrease downtime of the server, and create more transparency about the application status for my users. So that's it for this set of code changes. Thanks for watching this walkthrough, and I'll see you in the next episode of the series where I will continue adding new features to my Chrome extension.